My name is Asia. Welcome to Outside to Isolation podcast, where we are renewing our soul, and this is definitely the rawest podcast in the world. Number one, the rawest. Why is it the rawest? Well, number one, look at where I'm filming my first episode. We're filming my first episode of of this podcast. Our podcast, because this is me and the Holy Spirit doing this. We're filming our first podcast episode in my car. That is so crazy. Okay, and it's so cringe for me because this is definitely, of course, not where I wanted to start off. It's actually, I probably already would have recorded and even been promoting the podcast more if it was in the setting that I wanted. I was hoping that I was going to be I was asking God, to just and kind of just, not recording, because I wanted my first episode to be in my home. But honestly, y'all, I know that was just an excuse that the enemy was influencing me to use and that I was using. But who knows? Maybe okay, let me back up. For those of you who don't know, I am not living out of my car or anything like that. I'm not, sleeping in my car. I don't know if you guys know, but if you go on my TikTok at everything.asia on TikTok, scroll down, you'll find a video, and it kind of basically you'll kind of see why I am filming in my car. I really don't want to too much get into that because it'll be, talked about later on throughout the podcast. We'll probably talk about it, dive deep into it, a little later. But this is definitely not the setting that I wanted from my podcast, and it's definitely not the setting that I've kind of been asking God for. But this is what I have. So my hair's not done, makeup's not done, we're in my car. It's not glitz and glamour, and it's not your typical first episode podcast. Who knows? I don't know how long we're gonna be doing this out of my car, but who knows? Maybe just this small act of obedience will open some doors. And maybe that's the reason why, I'm still not. But my name is, like I was saying, my name is Asia. I am 23 years old. I just turned 23. My birthday was on Halloween. But most importantly, I am a child of God. I recently started my journey literally this time last year. What else? It's really hard for me to this episode was supposed to be me kind of just introducing myself, and I actually had a topic that I wanted to talk about, and we're definitely going to talk about the topic because yeah. But as far as introducing myself, I find it's really hard for me to introduce myself because I know there's other people like this out there, but I am one of those people who really don't, it's I know a lot about myself, but I am still, God has me in a place where he's revealing who I truly am in him. So, I'm learning my new identity, but I've always had an issue with, it was always hard for me to introduce myself and tell people things about myself, fun facts and things like that. It's not that I don't know anything about myself. It's just I don't know what to say. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on trying to introduce myself. I feel like, me personally, getting to know me is not something that can be done in just a brief segment of a video. I feel like it's something that, you know, in order for you guys to get to know me and for me to get to know y'all, like my audience, I think that there's something you guys are just gonna have to go on this journey with me, you know? I feel like over time, who I am, who I used to be, and who I aspire to be will be revealed over time, but you just gotta keep watching. But I think that, like, as far as like my personality, you'll probably get that in like within like the first few videos. I just want to say that, so me doing this podcast, I know for a fact that this is one of those things that's gonna go, that the world is gonna know. But I just want to say in my first episode that is not my plan. That's not my plan. And I want to go ahead and say thank you to the people who are already supporting me on like my personal pages. One of the things that I absolutely pray about is that, not that I used to, well, I mean, I sometimes do pray that my things go, that I get more views and that I, you know, do become viral. But one consistent prayer that I always pray is that, most of all, let my videos and my ministry reach the target audience, the target audience. And when I say reach the target audience, I mean the people that it's meant, the people that are meant to see it, the people that it's going to impact, you know. And so I just want to say thank you to the people who are already supporting me, who are not just, you know, what's the word? They're not just, you know, just here. You know, they actually truly like my content, you know? So yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. And I want to say that this is really hard for me to talk to this camera. So if you see me looking around, it's because I'm still, you know, working on talking, you know, face to face with the camera. In person, I hold really good conversations. It's really easy for me to hold eye contact, but because I am talking to a camera, but even sometimes I do drift off and try to look away because I don't want it to be awkward, you know, me just staring at you while you're talking. So, you know, you'll catch me just like drifting off. But I try to, you know, come back to the camera. As I was saying, I'm excited. I'm excited that God has got me here. And y'all, I just want to go ahead and, I feel myself about to cry. Okay. I just want to say that I am thankful that I am able to even just film this episode here now, because it has been a long time coming. And I am so thankful for everything that I have that God has literally brought me through. Everything. And I just want to say that it doesn't look the way that I want it to look right now, but I know it's definitely going to get better. But yeah, I'm just so thankful for God, most of all, and I'm thankful for you guys who are supporting me, and to the future people who are new here. Hello, hey. Thank you guys for supporting me, and I hope that my testimony and my videos and my stories impact you in some way. So the topic, as you can see, is about obedience. I got the idea of doing a podcast early summer of 2022. Took me almost a year and a half to actually start doing my podcast. The name came later on that year. He gave me the idea. That, of course, the idea was strictly for me to do the podcast. Me being the person that I am, brought the idea up to my cousin, and I brought the idea up to my homegirl. She was really, you know, really interested in it. That they were interested in it, but saying that you'll do something with somebody and actually doing something with somebody is completely different.